So in the last couple years, I used to have a very large forehead, and just recently, the forehead size has started to shrunk down between the hairline and the eyebrows here. Now I'm starting to look a bit more like a normal person and not like Humpty Dumpty. But similarly to the gap of my forehead shrinking into the further years as they came, Akolibed and mrekk, their raw PP gap has been shrinking as well. As of right now, I think it is around 150 PP, like between Akolibed and mrekk. So Akolibed is out here farming like crazy, and he's almost about to take over mrekk. And I just want to talk about this. Like, this is like the 5th video I'm like making on this topic, but I'm just trying to milk this freaking race because I think it's just being crazy, and I just want to give y'all the update really quick. But basically, around 10 hours ago, mrekk and Akolibed were both streaming at the same time, having the same viewer count. People were watching the Twitch streams like, oh my god, this might be the day finally when mrekk's gonna finally get taken over by Akolibed here. And it's just absolutely crazy. They're watching the plays, they're both pumping out plays at the same time. Like, mrekk's out here choking 2k PP on this map, and the people are gonna be like, how's that a freaking 2k PP choke? Well, it's a freaking 5 miss, and it's pretty close to a 2k PP. I think it's a 1400 in the combo scale and removal. But mrekk's just out here twerking on a lot of maps and just like choking them. He's also choking the Tsuyu maps for like an 1800, and he's also choking this ILY map and the Bed Bath Band Beyond. Wait, no, that's Akolibed. And he's also just choking a bunch of other maps right here, and also FCing Gotta Go Fast on Sonic mode. Like, he's just trying to FC the maps and trying to hold his #1 position as fast as he can. He's kind of doing like a dead man hang, and he's like the last couple seconds of the rep, and he's like, dude, please, I'm just trying to hold on, I gotta get my failure in. But like, I don't know, it's getting absolutely crazy. mrekk is holding on for dear life, and at the same time, Akolibed, he's just out here twerking on the stream meta, doing his Wu-Tang, doing his nicotine, smoking at the same time, and he's like, holy crap, bros, I'm gonna help on my speed maps. And he's out here getting 3 mod FCs on Over the Top, and then also an FC on the Excalibur map, which is absolutely nuts, by the way, on freaking DT. Like, it's pretty hard on no mod, but with DT is insane. And then there's also the Bed and Batman Beyond map, and the Ochi the Wrong Song. Like, he's just going absolutely crazy FCing all these maps, and the gap between mrekk and Akolibed is just getting smaller and smaller. And I just want to talk about this scenario really quick. Like, that's just a quick update. Akolibed is getting even closer to mrekk here, and I think right now there's like rumors that mrekk is going to Sydney or something, which is like the big city of Australia. So he's going to do a little bit of chill maxing, while Akolibed, he's going to hop on and play some more Osu something. I thought Akolibed was going to take a break for like a week or something, but now he's out here twerking maps. Like, maybe he just like found some random hobo on the street and was like, yo, let me just borrow your laptop really quick. And he's like, oh shit, yeah, sure. And like, he started playing Osu on his freaking laptop, set a few scores, like, all right, I'm done for today, I'm gonna just get on with the rest of my day. Maybe that's what he freaking did. Like, Akolibed's out here twerking on these maps. Maybe he's bringing his Wu-Tang keyboard and his freaking tablet around him with everywhere he goes in his freaking vape. But that's pretty cool right here. Akolibed's just grinding really hard, and I just want to give my thoughts on this. But the first thing I want to ask is, does Akolibed deserve #1 if he actually gets it and overtakes mrekk? So I saw this one Reddit post on the OC Game subreddit where somebody gave his opinion out about Akolibed here, and I just want to read it to you guys. My 2 cents on Akolibed. Sometimes when I see Akali setting scores, I see people saying he doesn't deserve #1, or that he only plays broken maps which are conveniently ranked every week. While this may be true depending on who you ask, people often forget that is exactly what every #1 ranked player did. They abused the method to gain PP, which before the speed meta, it was short aim heavy maps. Once they secured the top spot, they would branch out into other skills and prove their real capabilities. mrekk, YTGAT, Vaxay, they have all done this, and even if they force themselves to farm the #1, they are now known for being good tournament players, having great HR and tech skills, etc. What I am a bit concerned about is that if he overtakes mrekk, there might be a repeat of what happened with Maffy. I know the top scores are cluttered with the same kind of maps and it gets boring, but it doesn't take away the fact that Akolibed is the best active speed player currently, and that he is still pushing the boundaries of this game. I still think mrekk is the undisputed GOAT, but there is no harm in letting Akali show what he's capable of. After all, 40 years ago, people were asking for a new meta, and we're also getting PP work soon-ish, so I don't think it's the end of the world. So this guy is basically saying, well, Akolibed, if he gets #1, well, people are going to get mad at him because he's farming all the speed maps. Right now it's the PP meta, and nobody can really blame him, right? Like in League of Legends, for example, there's always going to be like a meta. Maybe one day it's going to be like AD Malphite top or Tank Jinx mid or something. Like, I don't know, there's going to be some weird freaking meta, like how they have like Tank Echo. But basically there's going to be a weird meta, and OC Game used to have this this jump meta, but now it's a speed meta, and Akolibed's using this meta to his full capabilities, playing the masses to flow him into speed and the length bonus like Glory Days, Valid to Quandale, Sidetrack Day. Like, he's hopping on these maps and getting as much PP as he can. And can we really blame him? Because in the past, people that got number 1 were also a bunch of farmers like White Gat, mrekk, Vaxe. Like, these guys farmed to get their number 1 position. That's what they did. That's kind of what you have to do to rank up. You have to farm and gain PvP and FC. So there's nothing really wrong with it, but people are also comparing him to Maffy here. Maffy here, he really got number 1 because he was playing the maps that a lot of other people FC just farming the DT jumps, and that's how he got number 1. And people were like, okay, well, that's kind of anticlimactic. But Akolibed here, like, people are probably expecting the most dramatic thing. Maybe Akolibed sets a 2k on Honesty and that's how he gets number 1. But maybe Akolibed is just going to have a very anticlimactic FC on some random map for like a 1300, and he's like, yeah guys, I'm number 1 now. Maybe that's what's going to happen into the future, and people are going to be like, well, that's kind of boring, and people just want that drama. But people just are saying this about Akolibed because he's just playing all the same speed maps, and conveniently speed maps are getting more ranked than A maps nowadays. So Akolibed just has more maps to farm than mrekk right now, which is just absolutely nuts. So in my opinion, I feel like Akolibed does deserve the number 1 here because he's doing everything right? He's farming the meta and he's putting in the grind. He deserves it. Besides that, I also want to talk about the future of what would happen if Akolibed actually takes number 1 here. Like, every day the trend is that he's getting closer and closer to mrekk. He might actually take over mrekk here because mrekk is not really out here farming as much as Akolibed can. Like, he's really trying, but Akolibed is twerking all of these speed maps. And what's going to happen? Well, we saw that a couple days ago. There's a PP work that's going to come out for the streams nerf and a slight buff to aim maps, and if that comes out, Akolibed gets absolutely decimated. Like, it's not even close between mrekk and Akolibed. Like, he's going to start from square 0 once again. Like, it's gonna be so bad. But if that rework does come out, like Peppy just says, fuck you guys, I'm just gonna nerf everyone that's a speed player, and White Cat is back to top 10, then the race to number 1 is gonna basically just start back to the beginning. Like, Akolibed is gonna get taken all the way back to the beginning. mrekk's gonna be still running towards the finish line. Like, it's gonna be freaking crazy if that rework comes out. But it's also going to have a lot of community backlash because people don't really like this rework, or perhaps there's mixed feelings about it. Honestly, that's probably the only thing that's going to stop this race between mrekk and Akolibed. It's just PP rework comes out. Into the future, when Akolibed actually takes mrekk, the PP rework people are probably gonna be like, yeah, the speed map is kind of nuts and they're kind of nerf it. I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen into the future between mrekk and Akolibed here. I honestly am looking forward to Akolibed taking over mrekk, since mrekk has been number 1 for the longest time. It will be a nice fresher breath air if that happened. I realize I just mixed up those words, but yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say in this video, and I'll see y'all.